Listening to FC Peterborough Weekly live on Slam Radio. I'm your host, Coach Zami, and joining me today are Coach Waleed, Coach Arkam, and we've got a special guest today, Coach Reese.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum.
So we've got Reese here with us today. Good host, someone who's been with us now for 2 years, taken on many roles with the under-18s with myself and Safi, and now also Devs. Assistant manager and also one of the star players in defence.
He is a star player. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. So just a reminder, do engage with us via phone on, and I should know this number, but 01733 602 133. Text us on 07411 191062 or comment on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, X or Twitch. So we will have the Maghrib Azan in a couple of minutes, but before that, let's recap on the first team game. Waleed?
It was a busy day, man.
No game.
Woke up. It was a bit early. We were speaking to Ammar. Next minute, Shaz drops in a message. Game's cancelled. Didn't know what to do with my weekend.
And I know your boss will be listening, but how did you feel when you found out it had been cancelled? Was it like a relief or upset?
Distraught. You know what I mean? 2.5 hour journey, Harwich. You
were looking forward to that?
Yeah, we look away from it. You know what I mean? The journeys, the catch-ups, you're talking about how the game's potentially going to go. Then thought, you know what? See how the other games and the clubs go. And so obviously we had no academy games. Normally that's how I would like to start my day, go down, watch the academy. They were obviously cancelled due to the weather. No first team game.
It's a little bit of a break.
Reserves. We thought reserve would go on.
Yeah, we were thinking... Nice, get to see the Rezzes in action. It's been a while since I've seen Coach Luca and his boys play.
There was one team that never let us down. It's Dan, Reese, and the rest. You know
and Devs.
The rest. The co.
So before we get into the Devs game, just sort of a recap on first team. So we were meant to play Harwich and Pakistan FC on Saturday, but postponed due to weather. Our next game is a cup game, the Les Underwood Junior Cup.
Yeah, against Wellingborough Whitworth.
At 2 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah. Weird.
Bit random.
If Zami just be ready, you might be running the line. Yeah.
No chance.
I'll give you advice. I'd owe you 2 extra burgers.
No chance.
Burgers, yeah.
Shaz, if you're listening, I'm not available to run the line next week.
And obviously, Resi was meant to be at Chatteris. That obviously got postponed. And then we can talk about how.
And then just quickly on the Redsies before we've got away match next week against Ramsey Town.
Is that another away game for us?
Yep.
Okay. Tough away game that is. I remember when the first were against Ramsey a couple of years back. You know what I mean? It was there. I ran the line, I think, that day.
Big experience.
Yeah. Wow, look at the step.
Just need to put your flag up a couple of times.
Just say they're offside.
Stay in line with the defence.
No, I think we'll do a half each again. Shall we do a half each?
No.
It won't. The weather won't be as bad as last time.
What are you doing on Saturday next week?
Are you playing, man?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you'll be playing.
I think we'll discuss if you should be playing. Dan, if you're listening.
I think Arkam's going to be available next week.
If I'm not playing, I'm going to be working anyways. So
wow.
Yeah.
Thought you were one for the community, the club. You do everything.
I am. There's other stuff to the community. There's more to the community than just FTP. Even though it is a big part of the community, there's a lot more to it, man.
He's running the line.
He's booked himself in.
We'll either take you out for a burger and chips afterwards.
I mean, we'll see. We'll talk about it during the break.
I'll take you to Lahore.
Yeah, we're just going to break off for Azan and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
You're listening to Salam Radio and it's now time for Maghrib Azan.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا.
صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله.
Assalamu alaikum, and we're back on Islam Radio with FC Peterborough Weekly. Just a reminder, we've got guests Arqam, Waleed and Coach Reese in the room. And do comment on Facebook, YouTube, X or Twitch. We've got Jamal listening in from Saudi Arabia. Walaikum salam, Jamal. We are looking forward to seeing you back next week. Please come back. We've missed you in the studio. And FC Peterborough, let's go. So let's go with the dev game. So before any dev game, I know there is a WhatsApp message that is
It's
shared.
a ritual, man. Pre-game ritual.
I'm
Or
looking
pre-match
forward to
ritual.
seeing what this week's words were.
So it's Zami's favourite development player, Eusebio, as always, dropping in his...
The Brazilian.
yeah, that's it, the Portuguese.
Sorry. I thought you said
Yeah.
he's Brazilian. Do apologise.
So yeah, okay. Morning, lads. Hope everyone is good today. Hoping that today's game don't get called off. But today will be a very tough opponent. We're playing against one of the favourites to win the league. They haven't had a game in a while since their games have been called off. So we've got an upper hand in that sense. But they will 100% be up for it. And they will be motivated to get a win. But so are we. We know that we've played some good football and we ended the year with a draw, which we should have won if we didn't waste our chances. But we're going to change that. We need to be clinical today and smart as well. We know that they'll want to play their football and they're a good footballing team, but that doesn't matter. We need to focus on ourselves as always, play our football, and don't get into any silliness either with the players or with the ref. Let's start the year with a W and let's get these 3 points. Come on, FCP.
Come on, FCP. That's got me fired up. So after those words of wisdom, I'm expecting fireworks. I'm expecting a good performance from the guys.
I mean, there were definitely was
How we get on
fireworks,
yesterday?
Yeah, shall we go into Reese? Reese doing the breakdown of the...
Before we get actually started the game, how did it feel, Waleed, man, to see some familiar faces?
Yeah,
From,
we've gone. Obviously, I've gone down, going to watch the game. They're going into a change room. Obviously, I'm speaking to Reese. I'm thinking, hang on a minute. One of the faces was up front against us last week.
But
swap them.
surprisingly, not against the development, against the first team.
Against the first team, of course. But obviously, it's a different challenge. They didn't have a game, so they decided let's play for a Div 4 side and thought. But again, it's dumb mates and stuff like that. So yeah, and then we can go into Reece and the breakdown of the game.
Yeah, very, very tough game. We expected it to be tough from the start, to be honest. Where they are in the league kind of says exactly what
So it's first v second yesterday.
Yeah, it was first v second. Obviously, ourselves sitting in second, hopefully looking to push them. The game didn't quite pan out how we expected it to. Definitely some fantastic goals from them.
Yeah.
One fantastic free kick. Another one, I'm not sure their winger meant to do it. Kind of come in, hit it on the volley. Looked like it was going over, somehow found itself in the top corner. Not much we could do about those, but it's one of those games where better players, not necessarily better players, just players who maybe were a bit more up for it, especially in the first half. We struggled the first half. Lack of intensity from certain players on the pitch.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. If anyone follows, is it Everything
Everything
Peterborough? He was there yesterday with his camcorder filming the game.
Yeah.
Is it lack of intensity from certain players?
What player? What number was he wearing? That player.
I'm not actually sure what number he was wearing.
Number
today.
12.
I think.
I remember.
There we go. Zami knows. Number
I don't know,
12.
I think it was in maybe one or two clips. Obviously, they didn't show the whole game in it. So
From me personally, as a player who's also on the pitch, I don't think he necessarily done the worst. Could have done better.
I think that's fair. Could have done better, but definitely not the worst.
But then again, I think as a team we could have done better.
I think that summed up the whole game. Could have done better.
Yeah, we could have done better. Especially that first half, going 5-0 down at half time. That kind of killed any sort of hope for us in that game. Come out second half, much more aggressive, made changes at half time, put a bit of pressure on them, started playing more positive attacking football. Lost the game 7-0, lost the second half 2-0, but something that you wouldn't see from the Everything Peterborough video, which I watched myself after the game, made it look like the second half was all them, when in reality, I know Waleed was there watching it as well. Most of the game, second half was spent in their half. But it's one of those, it's tough games against good players. Like Waleed said, their winger played against the first team last week, and I've been told that one of their defenders was playing step 6 a few weeks ago as well. So tough players, but it's what teams do. They want to beat us.
Yeah.
So, Reece, you are a coach not only of the dev team, the under-18s as well. What lessons do you think we learnt from yesterday's match?
Definitely on a coaching side of it, to be not always look at the game as because we're playing against good teams, we need to play defensive. We can look to play that more attacking football, and that's going to help us out at times as well. With that, okay, on the pitch, we can look at just being more confident when we've got the ball. And I think something that we've struggled with necessarily over the last few weeks is taking chances when we get them. Yesterday, I can't recall us really having a shot, unless a good chance to put the ball in the back of the net, which, to be honest, is something that we haven't struggled with. We've created lots and lots of chances in recent weeks and just not put the ball in the back of the net. Yesterday, we just weren't creating those chances.
Yeah, I spoke to Dan, and Dan said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Dan, we're going to really good areas. We've never had no shots. He's our lead. This is the first time I've ever seen that, because normally we get in those areas and we're shooting. But yeah, I think, like you said, it's a massive learning for our players. So I looked at it in a different aspect, in a way of, I want to go watch some of the 18s we have. So you had Owen, I think he had a really good second half.
Yeah.
Toby done really well in midfield. I liked a few like Mario, Aziz, even Hugo when he come on. So yeah, if you're that team, it's for the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, the development. It is
Dan and Gaffer Shaz, they both dropped a message in to the group chat, I think, which we should read out, because
we'll get to that
for
towards the end.
motivation. But yeah, we'll read that out later.
So the development is a mixture of under-18 players.
Not mixture, it pretty much is. I think bar 3 players.
No.
A few,
It's players who are young, so we've got a lot of our under-18s
Also, yeah, not the
through.
FCP under 18 specifically. But
Yeah, we've got a lot of under-18s coming through. They start off in men's football in our development team. We look to push them up through the reserves and hopefully into the first team one day. But we've got a lot of younger players. We've not got necessarily many older players in the team. Myself at 23, I'm one of the older players in the team. So it shows that we've got a lot of youth mixed with a couple of experienced players as well.
So, which of the players yesterday that you saw, Waleed, do you think may be future stepping into the first team. We've had recently goalkeeper Josh
Yeah.
debut a couple of matches against
Swaffham. He said
Swaffham.
he played last week. Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be the next one to break through into that first team?
There's a mixture because they play under 18s. They play against really good setups midweek. So the ones we've spoken about, like Owen, Toby, they're like regular under 18 players. The ones that we can look to try and push through. So like I said, we got the Marios who done really well. You done Hugo. You got Aziz. They're the ones we want to bring into train and have a look at. And can they then have an impact on ourselves? I won't try and pinpoint one player, but I think all of them have bright futures. And they can have an impact. So like Owen, Toby, they've trained with our first team. Vice versa, same with Aziz. Kevin, who's out wide, he's someone who could push through to the reserves. Being as a winger, he's got a great background. He's played for Tottenham's academy. Safi loves the Safi and Kami. They used to coach him when he was younger, so he's under 10s and the 11s. So he's someone who's not just a new player. He's someone who's been at the club for a long time, and we just want to get him back playing confidently, finding his feet, and then he's slowly pushing on. He's another one who could potentially even make an impact for the first team. So it's exciting.
And you didn't mention your colleague to your right.
Tomorrow, Reece, mate.
Reece and Arkham as well.
I think mine and Reese's future is definitely more on the coaching side, man. Obviously, I need to get my badges in.
No. Leave Reece out of this.
I was going to say, I feel like that was a
Reece-
tack on me there.
Yeah, no.
Reece, in the games I've seen him's quality.
Reece is
Leader
sick,
at the back.
especially in goal.
He's like the Virgil van
We
Dijk.
don't talk about me going in goal. We don't talk about that.
But I think we can go more towards Arkham. Have a word about.
Could he get into your under 18s, Coach Arkham?
Definitely not.
He's not.
Is he
too
old enough?
He's too old to be to our 18s. He trains with us, to be fair.
I'm leading session on
that.
Tuesday as well.
You're not leading the session on Tuesday.
And then with that, it's more of we can talk about Arkham's work rate. And work rate's massive. But again, I do understand because last week Mickey did have a quotation of talking about how he's got his work ethics from his parent, from his mum especially, and Arkham was wondering what that has to do anything with football. But I understood.
I think that was a miscommunication.
I understood yesterday in his performance.
So Coach, we did sort of give you the heads up on this. We've all seen the video.
I don't know, you know.
And there's a couple of goals where it seems to be like you either walking or jogging slowly back while the opposition is on attack.
As Reece said before, that the clips from Everything Peterborough obviously showed you a very one-sided
They did.
affair, and it's definitely not. That's definitely not how the game went. We had so many more chances, so many more highlights. I think that they definitely should have.
You said we. I want to focus on your performance.
I don't think we're looking as a whole here. We're looking at specifically you.
Okay, that's fine. I know what you're trying to do here, man. It's all right.
I've got a question, to be fair. Something that if you could have one player's ability at the whole club, who would it be? Question for you, Zami, Reece.
You've put me on the spot here.
Sorry, what was the question? I was listening.
One player's ability you could have, first team, Rezzies, whoever it is, one player's ability, who would it be? Which one player's ability would you have? Could it be the captain?
I've got I was gonna say. I swear, I'm being honest. I was gonna say Zaid, and obviously I know he's listening. That's the only reason why I'm saying it. No, sorry, Zaid. No, that's not true. That's not true.
It's even questions for the people who are listening. Yeah, one player's ability. Who would it be? Who plays for the first team?
Actually, seeing as you asked that question, why don't you answer it yourself first before give us time to think?
I'm a coach. I'm intrigued to see because obviously you're a midfielder. Would it be, for example, Mo's, Mario's, Vito's?
That's
Mickey?
it, yes, Mo Jana, man. That's it. I want Mo Jana stamina, definitely. He can run for days. And his work. Yeah,
Mine has got to be Big David. Plays football with a smile. Fans love him.
Yeah.
Whenever he's got that ball at his feet, you know something special is about to happen.
I think what I need, is to try Mo Jana's Africa notes, and then I might become like half the player he is.
Yeah. Could be Reece. How about yourself?
Obviously, myself looking as a centre back, I'm looking at players like Niall and Romeo from the first team, both solid centre halves. That I'd take anything from them, make me a better player.
Someone's finding that a bit too funny, yeah.
I'm sorry, immaturity, don't.
So yesterday, sadly, I lost 7-0. We are still second in the table.
I believe we're currently still second, but teams around us have games in hand on us. But that's because we play our games. We don't call.
We don't
games
back
off.
out, man. That's it.
We're not scared of a bit of mud on the pitch. We play our games.
Are we confident for the second half of the season?
100%. Always confident in every player that we've got. We believe in everyone. We believe that everyone can be playing higher than the Division 4 that we're in. We're looking for that promotion. We're looking at finishing as high as possible. We're looking potentially at third, saying they're going to be third, would go up. So if we can get third, hopefully we'll guarantee ourselves promotion. But if we can somehow...
Yeah, looking at it, it does look like it's between you guys. Okay, ICA, Thought I think.
Yeah,
one of them is going to win it.
If we can somehow nick second off of one of those, that'd be even better. We'd love that.
When do the Devs play next?
We play again next Saturday.
You're Rangers, isn't it?
We're at home to Peterborough Rangers.
We played them last week.
Played them last week before the break.
Yeah.
Played them before the break. 1-1 draw. Created lots of chances. Hopefully we can put those chances away this time.
And have a bit more effort in that midfield.
That's
so
why,
that
that work rate will come on. Me and Waleed obviously continuing the post-Fajr runs. We've been slacking, I can't lie, these past couple of days, but that's why we've got a 10k plan. Literally, we're going to finish from here.
Go on a 10k straight after this.
Going on a 10k, me and Coach Waleed, man.
Yeah.
And then just so the Devs, the home for them is Fullbridge Road, so that's Saturday at 2:00. Under 18s, Waleed, Reese, again, no match this week.
Yeah, we had our break, a few weeks break. It's resuming back again next week. We've got Stamford in on Thursday, which again is going to be a tough one because I think they're a place above us. They're on decent form. I think they've won the last 5. I think it'd be a good game to get our form back in, considering we haven't played since Blackstones, which is probably three weeks away.
We've probably not played in around a month now.
Yeah, similar to that
So
time
it'd be
period.
good to get some minutes back into the legs of our players. Luckily, with the setup here, we've got players playing for the development, the reserves. But again, like Waleed said, going to be a tough game. We're expecting it to be tough. There's no easy games in our league.
Nah.
There's not an easy team in the league, so we go into every game positive.
And normally we would have an academy update. We had a 2-week Christmas break. Kids, coaches were looking forward to this weekend. And what happened? Get to build snowmen instead.
How did you feel? Did you wake up thinking, I'm
Honestly,
glad Shaz dropped a message saying it's thingy?
Honestly, I was a little bit gutted. However,
You like staying warm though, innit?
I did get the... I did get to have breakfast instead.
Yeah,
So
I
Saturday
see with,
morning,
There you go.
Ibrahim.
banging. He deserves that breakfast. He was man of the match last game.
What happened? How long ago was that? It's been a bit late, yeah?
Today, again, match is called off again.
Yeah.
Today I was disappointed. Under 14s, I think we were ready to go.
Who do you have this?
We were meant to play Stamford. We lost
Away.
our last game. Away. We lost our last game, and I knew that the boys were ready to come back. But we'll go again next week, hopefully.
Not bad.
So, Reese,
Yes.
you are a star today on the mic. Just to start getting to know you, what is your role at FCB?
So I am assistant manager and player of the development team, and I'm one of the coaches and managers of the under 18s.
And he's going to be my assistant on Tuesday.
Keep dreaming, keep dreaming.
So, FCP, a new club, what sort of enticed you to sort of come join FCP? What made them stand out and think, actually, you know what, this is a club I want to work
Well,
with?
the man sat to my left, Waleed, he was the one who got me over here. I've known Waleed for, probably 4 years now?
All my coaching.
Pretty much all the time he's been coaching. So I've known him for about 4 years. He was over here, and he told me that he had an under 18s team. And he said to me that they're going to move to midweek. He wanted me to come over here. I said yes. And then
Good lad.
as soon as I
never
came,
looked back, man,
as soon as
after
I
that,
came over here, I realised that it's the club that I want to be at. And then this year, last year I was playing my football elsewhere. This year the development team got set up, and originally I was gonna not be involved with it, but then I met Dan, the manager, and I decided that actually it's something I had to be involved with as part of the club. I love it.
What stands out about FCP compared to other clubs you've been at?
Just everyone in the club makes you feel so welcome. I've not met anyone in the club yet that has not been friendly or just welcoming, and they're just proper family vibes.
I know, and Zaid's commented, our coaching friends. Everyone, believe, meets and ends up being a friend.
Exactly. You got.
That's the way he is.
The next thing is saying you want to come to FC Peterborough.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He
So-
just had to work a couple years, get that in first, and then he could invite me over here.
Actually, a question for you, Bully. What was it about Reece that made you think he's the right fit? He's someone that would be a good coach for FCP.
Yeah, for me, like I said, it's like even core values, like getting to know Reece, it's finding out how he is and how he coaches. So I've been around him. We've ran holiday camps together.
So you were both, was it at Norwich?
Yeah.
We at Norwich, yeah. So we ran holiday camps together. and even doing our player development centres, and even around how the character resize. I think with the path we want to create, have the under 18s and our non-negotiables all linked together. And I think having Reece, Safi and myself is a perfect team for the under 18s and pushing them through.
Yeah, I think having you three, and I think we've now got the right foundation. I think the great work you guys do with the under 18s, then leading them into the devs, I think we've genuinely got players there for the first team. Players from our own community that be playing in hopefully step 5 football in the next couple of seasons.
Next season.
And hopefully, do you think you guys will be there leading, coaching as well? Without Arqam, potential managers?
One day, maybe, yeah. At the minute, I'm focused on playing and helping out managing where I can. But just want to get playing for now until I can't anymore.
We'll continue that conversation in a couple of minutes. We're just going to take a little break for adverts.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
Craving a heavenly escape in the heart of Peterborough? Heavenly Desserts is the perfect place to relax with friends, unwind with family, or for casual meetings with colleagues. You can now indulge in our delicious brunch menu with mouth-watering savoury delights, served from 11 a.m. every day. Visit us today at Cowgate, Peterborough, the go-to spot for good times and great company. Where else but Heavenly's? Party packages available for birthdays and other celebrations. Also available to order through Just Eat, Deliveroo and Uber Eats.
Attention foodies! Discover a world of flavours at Pack Foods, the largest ethnic supermarket in Peterborough. Shop our vast selection of authentic ingredients from around the globe, including spices, marinated fish and meats, and exotic fruits at incredibly low prices. And the best part? We offer free parking. No more hunting for a spot. Come visit us today and explore the incredible range of flavours at Pack Foods, 232 Lincoln Road.
Craving authentic Desi flavors? Look no further than Desi Restaurant. From midday until 1 in the morning, enjoy our homemade specialties that will transport your taste buds. Indulge in tantalizing papri chaat and savor the rich Chersi Kadahi. Treat your friends to our fresh 1 kilogram Chersi lamb handi. Plus, get 2 12-inch pizzas for $11.95. Located at 298 Lincoln Road, we deliver from lunchtime until 1 a.m. Call 01733 555 795 now to order and experience Desi Restaurant's flavors.
Masterminds Tuition Academy is for your high schoolers, your something to provers, your subject strugglers and keen learners, your brave jumpers and fist pumpers. Affordable personalised learning plans are delivered through our centres in schools across Peterborough. But not to worry, we also provide online and home visits with flexible timings, whether it is maths, English, science or 11+. Masterminds is a must. Find us on all socials and visit our website mastermindstuitionacademy.com or call us on 07516 166 003. Masterminds, master the matrix.
At Cake Inn, all our cakes and slices are freshly baked for that delicious taste. At Cake Inn, we bake 100% vegetarian and halal eggless fresh cream cakes. Delicious flavoured cakes for birthdays and weddings, ceremonies and all other occasions with free customised messages, even balloons and candles too. Order for delivery or collection from Cake Inn, 489 Lincoln Road, PE1 2PE, and your cake could be ready within 2 hours. Find out more and order online at cakeinn.co.uk or call 01733 496 584.
Whether you visit the Berry Furniture Showroom at 78B Fengate in Peterborough or view and buy online, you'll be amazed at the quality and style you could enjoy in your home. With beds from just £299 and complete 3-2-1 sofa sets from less than £1,000, you'll also be amazed at their wholesale prices too. Plus, there's a 1-year free warranty on sofas and beds, subject to conditions. Find out more, click on Berry, that's BERRE furniture.co.uk or call 01733 300 517.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Salam and welcome back to FC Peterborough Weekly. Let's go through some of the social media comments. Zaid, Waleed and Reese moving like husband and wife right now.
I think he'd say the same thing if it was Safi here. He'd say the same thing. You know what I mean?
Everyone loves Waleed. That's the way it is.
Zaid reciprocated, man.
Yeah.
Zaid watched the bit of the game yesterday, impressed with Mario, but favourite player right now is Ruben at left back. Rizzi also saying Ruben is quality. I note how neither of them mentioned Arkham.
Yeah.
Zaid, they had 2 players from last week, wanted revenge. Don't blame them, we smoked them. What was it, 6-1?
Similar scorelines in both games, wasn't it?
Yeah, but just the other way around.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to see Luca, aka the philosopher, on this show. The man has got a lot to say, and I think he's got them Rez's playing some really good football.
Yeah.
We will have Coach Luca on the studio in a couple of weeks.
With himself. So it'd be good to hear from Luca, to be fair. See what he's got to say, how the season's gone so far, and the development of our players, which is crucial.
So Dan, Reese.
Dan. There you go.
Dan Reese is the dream team of the devs. So let's talk about your journey into coaching. When did you first decide to become a football coach?
So the first time I properly started doing football coaching was in 2019, I believe, or 2020. I was at college, and once I finished college, my coach from college then moved on to work at Norwich, and he asked me if I'd be interested in working there. That's where I first started properly coaching football, and from that I was literally coaching probably 4 or 5 nights a week, straight into it. I've always had a passion for football, and I always wanted to be involved in football as long as I could be. As soon as I realised I probably wasn't good enough to play.
That was going to be
level.
my next question. Is there a thing between, actually, you know what, I'm not good enough to play, I'll now step into coaching, or being a linesman next week?
Yeah, I think once I realised I wasn't good enough to actually play at those higher levels, I realised that actually I did understand the game pretty well, and I understood what needed to be done in games. That's when I realised that actually coaching was probably the route for me, as well as still probably playing football at those lower levels, but still want to play as high as I physically can.
Did you want to stay sort of coaching with more, I'm going to say, the 18 plus ages, or the juniors as well?
So when I first started coaching, I was coaching from the ages of about 7 to 14, and I coached that for about 3 years, and I loved it because you could see at those younger ages, you can see those developments quicker. They pick things up a lot quicker. And then once I got into the under 18s, coaching wise, you can see that the players have got these habits, and it's harder to coach habits into players, but you can go a lot deeper into what you want from a player once they're at that older age, looking at the technical and the tactical side of football as well.
So I think believe as well, just sort of the junior ages, it's more about the enjoyment, getting them having the love of football, the excitement of stepping onto that pitch.
Getting
whereas
loads
as
of
they get
touches
older,
of football as well. Yeah, as a younger player, you want them to get touches in the football. You want them to get that enjoyment out of the game, and then when they get older, you can look less towards the touches on the ball and more what they're doing when they've got the ball.
Well, that's like building the foundations that we always talk about. It could be from the under 7s or even under 6s, all the way to even under 18s. Is just getting those foundations right. And more for us in the 18s is trying to build through them the philosophy or the style of play we want to bring through to the first team. But it's then getting those right. So it's coaching that into the player. And then, like you said, the tactical side of how we want to be. Could it be inverted fullbacks or your inverted wingers, or X, Y, and Z? So that's the crucial parts and combinations of what you can look to coach. But those can be built from, I would say, when you hit 11 aside or even 9 aside, look at the build combinations, 3-man combinations, 2-man combinations.
Does that style of play start from the man at top, gaffer in charge of the first team, Shaz, to say, actually, I now want the Rezzies, the under 18s, my academy players playing like that? Or do you guys as coaches work together and decide, you know what, we believe the right style of football for the next couple of years is X, this is how we should adopt it and coach it in?
I think what you see is no matter what, even in professional football, the moment a manager changes, the style of play changes. Depending, I know it changes now in football because they have an ideology of how they want to play, and they'll get a manager that suits that. Whereas that's always from Shaz, because Shaz wants us to play a specific way, and to make life a lot easier, when those players get called up to the first team, they're not getting coached anything different. Wherever they've been coached by Reece, Safi, myself, they're getting coached the same thing in the first team, and that's the most important thing about it. So the combinations we do in the 18s would be the exact same combinations the first team do. How we want our defensive midfielders to play, our 2-8 or a 10 to play, will be the exact same in the first team. And that's really it, and that makes that transition a lot easier for our players compared to if let's say the reserves are playing something different and our 18s want to play to get called up, they wouldn't know what to do.
So just leading into that, and I think we had a chat about this outside as well on the style of play. Do you guys have just, this is our plan A, this is how our players will play, and we just make that work? Or do you base it on the opposition, how you've been performing in the last couple of weeks, the players you got available?
I think Reece will tell you the exact same thing. For us last year, I'll be honest, if for me personally, I wanted to play that one way. No matter what it was, I wanted to play that one way. I think my biggest thing was, my weakness for me was my stubbornness, whereas now it's about adaptability and how I can get used to surroundings around myself. But it's also when Reece and Safi say something, it's me taking it on board. I talk to Reece quite a lot on the side of a game, and it's even with Safi, we talk about certain things we're going to look to tweak or change when it comes to half time, seeing what's how they're playing on this, how the opposition are playing, and what we can look to change. I think that's the most important thing. If you look to think you can play one way and not change anything, then you're not really going to coach your players to do anything different.
It'll be adaptability based on the situation. They need to be smart enough, have their own intelligence to decide, actually, this is working, this isn't working well.
Yeah, I think also with that, you got to have that plan B, because if something's not working in a game, there's no point just doing the same thing over and over again if it's not going to work. You've got to be able to recognise what actually is going to change the game in a positive way, and not just keep trying the wrong things at the wrong times. But like you say, it's got to come from players as well. Can't always come from the people on the sidelines, because you've got to have that awareness of when to change it up. And as a coach and as a player myself, you're never going to get had a go at if you make a decision to change something and it works. It's that understanding of football. If you don't understand why things are going wrong, then you need to speak to your coaches. If you understand why things are going wrong, then you need to be able to change that on the pitch yourself.
So leading into that, for the under-18s, you've got you two plus Safi, who ultimately makes that decision. So, for example, football is based on opinions, different formations, the 4-4-2s, the 4-4-3s, high press, low block, etc.
Depends who you ask. Depends who you ask.
If you notice something in a game, say, for example, the opposition are doing something that you weren't ready for, prepared for, who then sort of makes it, do you collectively sort of all have an input?
It's a collective decision. There's moments where, for example, we can use Northampton Chenix as a cup game, and I was like, we're going to change formation. Safi was like, no, and I was like, it's not going to go our way. And even with that, I spoke to Reece, and we kind of didn't think I had to change on that spot.
Yeah.
We ended up winning the game. If we didn't, obviously, I'm going to take that blame on my own shoulders and stuff like that. But those are the kind of things, and those certain moments when in a game for 20 minutes ain't going your way, we make our changes because injuries were happening, and we wanted to restrict certain things. If it means going 3 at the back or 5 at the back, we have had to do that. So Tottenham suppression here on the counter attack, because in away games, just nothing's going to go your way, even similar to home games. But like Reece says, it depends on who you ask. For us, I think majority of what we do is as a collective. It's not as one man's leading everything. Like the team we're picking on a Monday or a Thursday, we decide together. Then the starting 11 decide together. If I've decided something, I'll speak to Reece, Safi, and be like, this is what I'm thinking. What would you change? If they agree with me, they agree with me. If there's a certain change that needs to be happened, we do want justification to it. It's not, I think this ain't right. It's justified. Have they been attending training? Have they not? Everything relates to it.
I think for us also, it's a positive having 3 different people there. We've got 3 different viewpoints of the game and the games that are coming up. So you can almost, if one of us misses something, the chances are someone else is going to see it, or someone's going to have a different view on something that's happened in the game. So we're always pretty adaptable because we've all got our own ideas of ways we would play. and it helps the team as an overall, because if we were to just have one person doing it and it was like my ideas and my ideas only, might not necessarily get the results because you can be set in your ways. And I think, having three of us there to bounce ideas off of each other is pretty positive for us as a team.
It is a good team you guys have got managing the under-18s. Talking team, Safi and Walid and Arkham were there on New Year's Day, Park Run. Reese, where were you?
New Year's
You
Day.
had Josh there, man. I can't forget Josh and Zach.
Yeah, Josh and Zach were there as well.
I was busy.
9 a.m. Reese is busy.
I'm a busy man. I've maybe the next one I'll be there. When is the next one?
Every Saturday, 9 o'clock.
Every Saturday, 9 o'clock. I coach a team.
He does. He coaches. Yeah.
I was going to ask, so you coaching at the team, what team?
Yeah, so I coach Huntingdon Rowdies, under 10s, Reds, over in Huntingdon, and I've done that for, this is my third season now, I believe. But yeah, I know their manager. Their manager used to be my football manager, and he asked me to go over there because obviously I've been coaching football. And when he asked me, it was my first real coaching job coaching part with an actual team. So as soon as he asked me, I've said yes, and yeah, we've been fantastic recently. Only last year we went 17 games unbeaten.
Wow. So
yeah, we've got some very good young players, but again, it's all about the enjoyment for them and just trying to get them as much time on the pitch as possible.
We are all for getting as many kids playing football.
Yeah.
Me and Arkham have an advert out every week on the radio, say, look, if there are any coaches, any parents, volunteers that would like to join FCP to help out, it could be coaching, it could be
running
just
the
on the sideline, being linesman for a cup game next Saturday, 2 o'clock in Wellingborough, please contact us.
But even with that, we can't even go upon, like, I think obviously massive shout out to Safi. He's finished his own modules for his
UFC.
Today's his last day. Zaid completed his a few months back. So in that span, we've got obviously yourself, Raheel. We include the other two is Safi, Zaid, and that's 4 in the last 6 to 12 months who have completed a C. So there's a massive shout out there. Obviously, Reece going to do his C.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's all beneficial for the players and helps with their development.
So Reece, what is the most rewarding part of being a football coach? Other than seeing all the happy smiley faces of the kids when they score goals.
Seeing the progression of players and getting them success. Obviously, as a team, it's always nice to see success for the players that you see week in, week out. Especially if things have been tough, if you've had struggles in periods, seeing the success at the end of it, seeing how happy and how much they get from that, it's fantastic.
I mean, question I asked Zami and Raf a couple of weeks back is, what do you consider success?
That was you taking the next question off my list.
Look at that.
For me, success is players just loving the game. If you've got or gaining confidence in the game, things like this, not necessarily winning games of football. Obviously, that is a success, because at the end of the day, if you win a game of football, the kids that you're coaching are always going to be happy. No one's ever going to be sad after winning a game of football. So that is always success. But success is also just getting the enjoyment out of the game, and then socially they're just making friends through the game of football as well.
What if I tell you I'm sad when we win a game?
It depends on the age. In answer to your question, Walid, it depends on the age.
Yeah.
I think if they're my little babies, the juniors, etc., it's that happiness and actually seeing them develop each week.
Yeah.
They've picked up a new skill, they're getting better at it. As you get older, and for example, you're under 18s, would you prefer 3 points or them doing something better compared to last week, but
maybe our
losing?
answers are different with Safi and stuff like that. For me, I don't really care too much about 3 points. I do, but I think
with Walid, every game at half time, even if they're winning, they'll be dominating. Walid will be like, yo, how's it looking? He'll shake his head and be like, no, I'm not happy.
That's the thing with Walid. We could win a game 7-0. I think we won 7-1 earlier this season, and he still looks for a negative in that performance. But I think that helps players progress. Because if you're always looking at the positives, and if we walk into that changing room and go, boys, you were fantastic today, you almost look over anything negative that happened in that game.
Because you look at it in two different aspects. So I think first team is must win. You're in that environment, you have to win games of football, or you're not in a job. It's simple as that. It's non-league football. And because at the end of the day, for us, we want promotion. We want to win the league and we want to win trophies. Here, we still want success in the terms of, at the end of the day, we win a trophy. I'm not going to go home and be upset. You know what I mean? You've won it. It's an accomplishment for the club overall. It's an accomplishment for a player. But it's more of it's how we win it. So Reece said about 7-1. It's how we won it. Did we win it playing our way of football? Or was it, we're just going to forget everything that we've been doing over the last 6-8 weeks in training and do it our way, or what we've been doing on a Wednesday for college and stuff like that. So for me, it's more of how we play. For me, performance matters more than the result.
So that sort of ties in nicely to the next question. We've talked about what is success for us as a coach. Reece, what values does a coach need to be successful?
So for a coach to be successful, you got to be an understanding person. You got to kind of be a people person. You got to understand when players are struggling, but you've also got to have a bit of ruthlessness about you. If you don't feel like a player's performing, or you feel like players around that player are better than them, you've got to explain to them what they can do to be better, and maybe give them a reason as to why they're now not in that starting 11, or if they're now not part of the team for the next however long. It's having that ability to switch between being someone that they want to be mates with and someone that actually is going to progress them as a footballer.
Question, what are your non-negotiables, and do they link to your philosophy of philosophy as a football coach?
For me, non-negotiables, attitude and application, absolutely. If you're not putting in 100% work rate and you're not putting in, and you're not willing to work hard for the team, then there's no point you being there. Just not necessarily sticking to your style of play, but adapting to that style of play that you want to play. That's a non-negotiable. Listen, learning that style of play. If you're not willing to change the way you play already, then there's no point you being in part of the team, because you're a one-man band then, and you want to win it all because you're a solo person. And then just having team players around. You've got to have team players. If you haven't got team players, like I say, you've got players who want to be the star. And there's nothing wrong with being the star, but until that starts affecting the whole team, and players are just being selfish. And I think as a coach of the under-18s and the development, we don't really have many players who don't put in the effort, don't put it on bringing in 100% every time. Players who are trying to be that star man, which I think just done very well.
Echoing on the back of that, Jamal posting on Facebook how he likes Mario. He sees over his socials. That guy works on his game.
Mario has definitely improved a lot this season. I know he came and trialled with our under-18s, and originally we made that, like I say, about that ruthless decision to not bring him in. But now he's been with the development, and his performances have just been fantastic. He's probably been one of our standout players over the last month and a half, and we're now looking to hopefully bring him into our under-18s and seeing something new from him there as well.
If you could give one bit of advice to the academy players, what would it be?
Just put the work in. Don't ever give up. Even if things are going wrong, keep trying.
Waleed, anything you would give, because you've spent a little bit longer with the kids at FCP, any bit of advice you would give them?
No, I didn't mention it a couple of weeks, but I just keep working hard, have that willingness to learn. I think even as a coach, we will refer it back to ourselves, you have to keep learning. Because at the end of the day, the moment you think you know it all, I think that's when you're going to go downhill. And it's like,
we need to tell them to be humble.
Stay humble. You know what I mean? Stay humble.
I had to get that in there, Waleed. I had to get that in there, Waleed.
Stay humble,
Still think Man City are going to finish above Arsenal in the league?
Please, no Premier League talk, man. You're going off topic.
Exactly. I don't like that, man. But yeah, it's more about staying to work hard, putting the extra hours in. I know it's tough when you're doing it young, with the financial advice, putting so much money into your kids' footballing development. Just think about also doing other sports. I think that's very important. Don't just be very much football orientated. Can it be wrestling? Can it be boxing? Can it be even athletics? I think they're the most important thing, and that make yourself an overall athlete instead of just just football. That makes sense.
If I could add in a question, I'm sure I remember asking this to Waleed when he was the main guest. You come from Norwich as well, yeah? Waleed, what's a similarity and a difference that you've seen, something that they do better that you think we could implement at this club, and also vice versa, or do you think we do better? Like maybe, I don't know, it might be a bit of a reach for something that they could do.
I think for something that we could implement at the club, I think Norwich do very well to put on lots and lots and lots of CPD events, and they're always linking coaches to these CPD events.
He's a very good person you're talking to there.
And I know for a fact that the club are putting on more, and I know people like Zami are trying to encourage more and more coaches to go to these CPD events. But that's something that they do fantastically over there. They offer you these chances through their links with other people. Something that, as a club, that we do better, that Norwich could implement more, especially at their weekly sessions, is just having a bit more of that personability about you, just being a people person. A lot of the time you get coaches who are just there maybe to pick up a bit of money or whatever, whereas here at FC Peterborough you care about the players and the kids that you're coaching. Some of the coaches, I'm not to say that those at Norwich don't, some of them do, some of them maybe could be a bit better at that.
And then final question for you, Reese, before we get into the famous mastermind.
Please don't beat me.
What has been your best moment at FC Peterborough?
Oh, my best moment at FC Peterborough. I'd have to go, I think it would be this season, playing, probably beating Next Gen in the league. Or in the league, I think it was in the league. We beat them. Yeah, in the league we beat them 3-1. Just because there was a lot around that game and a lot of people come down to watch that game, and yeah, when we beat them, there was emotions were quite high. And
I watched that game. That was a really strong performance from my devs. So it's mastermind. Waleed, if I can get you to get the timer.
Yeah.
Arqam will read out the questions and I will keep score.
Waleed, if you don't mind, you just give him your mic. Yeah.
If I give you a bit of advice, Reese,
don't say
listen.
pass.
Yeah, don't say pass. Listen to the whole question. And
just don't be Waleed school.
And Arqam, if you can read the question out accurately, please.
Of course, I'll try my best.
We need to get some sound effects, like a little drum roll. We need to get Jamal, while you're on the plane, I think you should create some theme music we can have for Mastermind, like the countdown clock.
So boys, are you ready? Yeah, you got the 90-second timer ready.
Hold on. I'll say 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
I'll just get. There you go. So you can
make sure you tell me if they're correct.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them correct, incorrect.
I don't know if I want that.
3. If it's incorrect, yeah, I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah,
well, but you gotta say incorrect.
That's fine.
Just let me know.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Which team won the 2020 UEFA Champions League?
2020, Bayern Munich.
Correct. In which country did the 2014 World Cup take place?
Brazil.
Correct. Which player is known for his famous hand-to-God goal?
Maradona.
Correct. Who won the Ballon d'Or in 2021?
Messi.
Incorrect. Which country won the FIFA World Cup in 2010?
Spain.
Correct. Who holds the record for the most goals in a single Premier League season?
Erling Haaland.
Correct. Which player has won the most Ballon d'Ors?
Lionel Messi.
Correct. Which country hosted the 2006 World Cup?
Germany.
Correct. Which manager has won the most trophies with Man City?
Pep Guardiola.
Correct. Which year did the English Premier League begin?
1992.
Correct. Which footballer, I want the full name, is known for his famous Panenka penalty?
Pass.
Which year did Manchester United last score at Anfield?
Last score at Anfield, 2023.
Incorrect. Which team did Zinedine Zidane play for before becoming a manager?
Juventus.
Incorrect. Which country did won the 1998 FIFA World Cup?
Brazil.
Incorrect. Who is the all-time top scorer in the Champions League?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Correct. Who was the captain of the Italian team during the 2006 World Cup?
Fabio Cannavaro.
Correct. Which team did Neymar play for before joining Barcelona?
Santos.
Correct. Which year did the Premier League introduce goal line technology?
2011.
Incorrect. Who was the top scorer of 2014 World Cup?
Lionel Messi.
Incorrect. Which team holds that time? Ooh, that was
So Reese, you done well.
I heard the one about Panenka literally recently, but I could not remember his name.
Yeah. What did you think of the question? I can't believe you got the Liverpool question wrong, man.
Mate, that's about Man United. Why do I care about when Man United scored? I care about Liverpool winning.
And for those of you listening, the last time Manchester United scored at Anfield was in 2018.
2018? I thought it was more recent than that.
I just had to check Sky Sports just to make sure they hadn't recently scored today.
I'm nervous.
So, Waleed, you're currently top of the leaderboard.
Yeah,
with
15.
How many did you get?
15.
So, Reese,
how much do you think you got?
Like when it was going, he's going like flowing. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, it's game over.
Yeah, there was a few that caught me out there. I'm hoping at least more.
There's
than
a
10.
few that I thought you should have gotten right.
I feel like I should have got the one about the World Cup in '98 right. It was France. I was between France and Brazil.
Yeah, I was
literally about to say France, and then I changed my answer for Brazil.
So
Zidane, I'm potentially could have got that one
What do you
right
think your
as
score
well.
was? What do you think your score was?
Hopefully over 10. Anything over 10,
You definitely got more than 10.
Come on, bro.
I'll take that. I haven't embarrassed myself, and that's the main thing.
12.
I'll take that.
So
Wow.
Waleed,
Waleed
I'm
stays
the
top.
happiest
Waleed-
I've ever seen Waleed.
Waleed called me before the show and told me not to beat his score.
So Arqam, as well as having a poor performance yesterday, there's a first team player after you. Because Mickey's asking, why didn't you get these easy questions last week?
Listen, my way of checking the questions is on the car ride here, just doing them with Waleed and the same.
I heard you got help from a certain AI.
Yeah, I've heard you use AI to get these questions.
Listen,
It doesn't surprise me. We've seen his performance when he's answering them.
Yeah, Zami can keep saying that, man. All his questions are ChatGPT. I get them from there originally, and then I fine tune every.
I scored
single
higher
question.
than you, though, Arqam.
That's fine. I was never saying that I was going to score high. I've always said I was going to score the lowest, and no one is ever going to get lower.
So as we close out the show, I just want to say a big thank you to Reese for coming down and sharing his journey with us. Coaches Waleed, coaches Arqam. Recap on next week's matches. So first team cup match with Arqam as linesman, Wellingborough Whitworth, 2 p.m. kickoff 11th of Jan. The Rezzies will be playing Ramsey Town away. That's a 2 o'clock kickoff as well. The development featuring Reese and Dan. Peterborough Rangers reserves at home, Fulbridge Road.
That's a 2 p.m. kickoff.
2 p.m. kickoff as well.
Yeah.
And under 18s.
Thursday,
7:45
kickoff against Stanford.
At home.
At home.
And that is
On the
Chestnut
9th.
Avenue.
On the 9th.
Thank you everyone for listening. I will see